Good day to all my friends. Today I'm going to present my book in English. Okay, good day to everybody. Today I am going to present my book in English, the new International Ethiconomic Order, Cavinato Editor International. I made this presentation because many people has asked me to explain what is the new International Ethiconomic Order, why I have written, who is Antonio Foglio, because this book. Okay, this book comes from an Italian book, Il Nuovo Ordine Economico Internazionale, Cavinato Editore International. We have translated and we have launched to all the world. The book now you can find it in all website of Amazon and also in some specific subject in economics. Well, what I'm going to say, first of all, I'm going to explain what is the new international order launched by United Nations in 1974 with a proclaim. And what has made in these 50 years. I'm going to say why I have written this book. We are going to examine the scenario and what the scenario say about us, about the specific the order necessary in the world. We are going to launch the project of a new international economic order. Of course, the element which characterize the basement of this economic order, a strategy which support the new international economic order, the intervention necessary to arrive to a conclusion, and then some proposal that we think. First of all, I want to apologize if my presentation is arrived a little late, because we had some problem with the transmission. I want to make a special thanks for some country, especially from Great Britain, Ireland, the United States, Canada, Australia, India, Pakistan, Japan, Holland, Denmark, Estonia, Lithuania, which have asked me to present the book, but at least I have arrived. Especially, I want to thank also some students which in this moment are going to follow my presentation. The student of Uppsala University, the student of McGill University in Montreal, student of Vilnius University, student of Tunisia University, and student of Almaty University. Well, my friend, why I have written this book? This book wants to give back dignity to all men. At the basement of this book and about of a new economic order, there is a principle. Whoever is born has a sacred right to have a dignified life. It doesn't matter if you are born in Africa, if you are born in a nice skyscraper in New York, if you are the son of a king, if you are not if you are a son of a normal family, everybody has a sacred right to have a dignified life. This is what we are going to establish. And we must remember, right means that everybody must have. If only some people have right, the rich, for instance, this is not anymore a right. This is a privilege. And then we must try with this problem. In 1974, ONU proclaimed economic order. Now, after 50 years, what has succeeded this order proclaimed by United Nations? I want to say that the results in this moment are not so successful. Why are not successful? Not successful because you understand that we are in front of 208 countries and the world is divided. There is poverty, there is economic contest and social also, we are in a complete disorder. We have problem in demographic problem. We have economy that doesn't give result and income to all people, employment. We have politics. We have the geopolitics. We have the environment and this degradation. We have a necessity of ethics in the world order. We have a globalization, and we must rethink, redesign the globalization with a new economic order. Problem in the market, the state, developed country and underdeveloped country, the debt of the poor country, the poverty, hunger and malnutrition, the armament, the wars, health not for all, education not for all, technology only for rich country. Anyway, we are in front of many problems. Antonio Foglio has written this book. Why? Antonio Foglio is Italian. It comes from a normal Italian family. My family was, and I am, a Catholic. I believe in the gospel. I had a youth in the Scoutism. I was Scout. And I attended also the school of Don Bosco, the Salesian Fathers. My principle arrived from this education. Of course, Antonio Foglio has studied economy, become, first of all, manager, and then is arrived to the university. And in the university, I spent all my life. I had the fortune to travel in all the world because I was a professor in Boston, I was professor in Almaty, I was professor in Vilnius, I was professor in Riga, and so on. And you understand that. Okay, my friend, this scenario. Billions of people today live in the poverty. This is the first point. Poverty, against the poverty, what we need? Ethics, solidarity, justice, humanity. We are in front of a person who lives with $1.25 every day. Can you imagine? One ice cream in Italy costs today one euro. And people live with $1.25. 385 million of children are in absolute maximal poverty. 3 billion of people are in the poverty. And you know, when I speak about poverty, my friends, I don't speak only about the poor countries. Also in the developed country, we have a lot of poor people. I make an example about my country, the sixth power for the in front of the world, Italy. In Italy, we have 5 million who are in real poverty. And then we have 12 million who are at the door of the poverty. It means that 70 million persons in Italy at the risk of the poverty. The poverty is something that we must take care. We must give solution because this is going to be one of the biggest problems. 5 million are in a life normal, 3 billion are completely in the poverty. Hunger, malnutrition. 25 million of children live without food. 1 billion suffer hunger, malnutrition. 6,000 children every day die because they have no food. And of course, if you don't have food, you have illness. You understand that this problem reveal that now the proclaimed order of United Nations doesn't exist. We have a lot of waste, impossible waste. Can you imagine that we have 6 billion euro thrown away in 1 year with these products which are wasted from the family, of course. from the distribution system, from the company. We can give to the poor people, and then we can give a little solution. But nobody take care. We have a lot of inequalities. Inequality in rights, inequality in economy, inequality in development, inequality in standard of life, inequality in dignity of life, inequality in income, inequality in production, inequality in education, inequality in nutrition, inequality in consumption, inequality in health, inequality in natality. Rich country arrive now in natality 81, 82 years. Poor country, they arrive 59, 60 years. My friend, 80% of the gross domestic product belongs to the rich people. The poor country have only 13%. The richness, 80%, is in the hand of the developed country, 20% only these people. We have 1% of people who have richness like 50% of the world. My friend, can you imagine inequality? Mr. Elon Musk wants to bring people to the moon, and the tourist travel cost $200,000. You can imagine. We have people who die, and then we begin to think to bring people this money. Probably Mr. Elon Musk is better to put where people are dying. Anyway, you understand that in front of this, we have a lot of problems. The scenario presents also the problem of the demography. We have the rich people that they don't have children. In my country, for instance, in this day, we have statistics say that if we make comparison, half children of 2 years ago have born. What does it mean? Demography need that we need people to work. We need people to organize the country, and then arrive also probably to take care very, very, very well about the immigration problem, and to treat the immigration problem in a very clever and strategic way. And 10,000 people die every day because they don't have medical care and they don't have medicine. You understand that 700 children under 5 years die because they don't have medical cure. My friend, we could say a lot of this statistic, but the situation is like this. Education. In education, we have a lot of people who are analphabets. To study today is a luxury thing. Many countries, they have no money, but also in the rich country. We have in the world 1 billion of analphabets. 130 million of children, they don't have school. Absolutely, they live. They go out from the bar and they enter school. And in these analphabets, I must say, and I'm very sorry for this, 70% of these analphabets are women. You understand, my friend? This is the situation. It is necessary to think to reorder all these things in a project, in a very big strategy. The work is fundamental. The work is fundamental for development, for the income, for the poverty, for the health, for the co-progress, for the well-being, for the good common good. We need, in some years, statistics say, 500 million people who work. And this also in the rich country. How we manage this problem? In Europe, in the next 10 years, we need 12 million persons to work. My friend, what we do? We must organize. I think that we must try to have some idea, some project. probably the immigration is going to be organized from this point of view, a very good organization of the immigration, and probably we must understand one thing. In some years, in many rich countries, if we don't give support with the work of the immigration, we have not the money to pay the pension of the old people. And this is very, very important. That is, the immigration is an opportunity, is a strategic thing to take care and to organize, but in a very clever way. We don't need this illegal immigration. We need the legal immigration. The immigrant must arrive in Italy with the airplane, and then they find how, and then they must find work, and we must take care, because this is the situation. They are going to bring a strategic opportunity for the rich country, but these people don't understand with the sovereign nationalism, with this problem about, anyway, we're going to speak very soon also about the project for immigration. Peace, war, my friend, we have war with Canon. 26 war in this moment when I speak in the world. 26. The last, Sudan and Ukraine and Russia. And can you imagine? The Council Security of ONU in this moment, Council Security, which must keep peace, is in the hand of a Russian. This I don't understand. This really I don't understand. Anyway, we need peace, but we must build up the peace. All this problem, malnutrition, hunger, education, I must say poverty, inequality. Anyway, I said before, big problem that we must put order, immigration. We must understand two principles in immigration. People, every people, has the right to not emigrate because they must stay and have dignity life where they live. But then we must work for this. And at the same time, there is the second principle: people have the right to emigrate if they are in war, if they need to have a dignified life. This is very, very important. I want to remind to the rich country that 70 million of immigrants are ready to travel toward the rich country. Or we organize, or we are going to have a catastrophe. The cause of the poverty, my friend, is not the poor people. The cause of the poverty are in the hand of the rich people. Because, you know, we have poverty because we don't have work. We have poverty because we don't have revenue. We have poverty because we have a monstrous demographic problem. We have war, we have persecution. And then you understand that immigrant as a part of our international community, but we must organize. Immigration is a resource for the 2030 Europe. You need 11 million persons, understand? European Union, Commission of the European Union, we try to organize, we are losing our time. Of course, this is going to be very, very good also to organize a kind of authority about immigration. Doesn't exist. Everybody make what they want, and something like this, I think that is not possible to go in this way. Scenario present debts. Today, the general debt in the world, 300,000 million, and the poor country have 31%. The poor country must spend today the 30% of their export just to pay the interest. In this way, the problem of the debt of this poor country, we don't give solution. 60% of the poor country are in absolute debt. Of course, this requires environment. I don't want to lose. My friend, statistics says in 2050, if we are going in this way as we go, in the sea, we have much more plastic than fishes. Can you imagine? 7 million persons die causing degradation of environment. And the degradation of the environment, 90% is produced by the rich countries and only 10% from the poor country. My friend, we must pay attention about this. You know, the rich country become rich because they employ the products, coffee, chocolate, soya, and so on, and they bring, they make, but then, you know, it is necessary to make deforestation, 3,000 square meters every day of deforestation, 8 million tons in the sea in the year. You can imagine, in every year in the Mediterranean, we put 53,000 tons in Mediterranean of plastic. Anyway, we must give answer. We must give answer, and we must give a strategic answer. That's the reason. A project of a new economic international order. We need to have a response to this problem with the fight against poverty, fight against inequality, health for all, fight against waste, education for all, ecology, sustainability, finance at the service of the world order, employment. We must control the multinational and they must work for this. International organization, a lot of confusion. We must establish peace. My friend, we have a lot of things to do. The project of a new International Economic Order. The project want to be adapted to the right to life, right to the health, right to the peace, right to development, right to the progress for everybody, not only for the rich country. At the center of this project, there is the man. At the center of this project, there is the co-progress of everybody, not only of rich country, the well-being, a common good. In this way, we must renovate the dialogue between North and South. And in this project, we need to have at the basement two very important things that I have before to arrive to the new international order. At the basement, we need to have ethiconomy and ethicopolitics. These two aspects are very, very important because on these two aspects, we can make a new. The mistake of United Nations, Mr. Guterres, you must remember, is only there is no strategy, there is no organization. They make a proclaim and then proclaim by myself. And we must organize, we must have order, we must have clear principle to rule this project, principle of equality, principle of liberty, principle of freedom, principle of justice, principle of equity, principle of legality, principle of solidarity, principle of identity, principle of reciprocity, principle of gratuity, principle of destination of common good, principle of good redistribution of income and principle of propriety, principle of sustainability, principle of democracy. In this way, NIEtO can be organized, the new International Economic Order. We must have economic objective to reach. We must have social and human objective to reach. We must put end to the problem of hunger and malnutrition. We must have as objective educational for all, the control of the environment, the peace. The finance must be at the service of the co-progress, not at the service of the finance, not the world at the service of the finance, at the service of the multinational, not at all. The good common is not what we build up with the rich country. Everybody must participate to establish in this, and then necessity to have a project. This project must see, of course, people organize it. All the organization together, all they must row in the same direction. For instance, United Nations, international organization, states and government, financial institution, industrialized country, developing country, multinational company, national company, non-governmental organization. All of us as citizens of the world. Yes, we are Italian, but we are also citizens of the world. And then every country must have a role in this project. A role of Italy, my country, sure. A role of the European Union. A role of USA. A role of China. A role of the poor country. You understand that in this way, we must try to have a very, very good organization. Well, I said to you that this project must have some clear characteristics. Characterization in centrality of the man, collaboration, cohesion, communion, international cooperation, human dimension, trust, international management, organization, globalization, rethought, responsibility, pragmatism, pluralism, negotiation, planning, relationality, respect of human rights, global solidarity, anyway. A lot of things. I said before that few elements are going to be at the basement. First element to the project, ethiconomy. What is ethiconomy? My friend, I think that we must forget that until today, our economy is based on the project of Karl Marx. We speak about capital, we speak about profit, we speak about capitalism. No, my friend. This is the old new economic order. The new International Ethiconomic Order doesn't want economy, want ethiconomy. The oxygen in the economy must be ethics. Politics. Before, today we must have ethical politics. Ethiconomy. Ethiconomy is going to be the economy of responsibilities. Ethical moral responsibility. Human responsibility. Social responsibility. Environmental responsibility. Ethiconomy as a project. Ethiconomy as elements. First, the old economy had capital. With the economic mix, we want co-capital, Mr. Marx. With the problem of co-capital, we give solution to a lot of problems. From capital to co-capital with the economics. From the profit to the co-profit with the economic. The management, no. The co-management. Property, no. The co-property. Income, equitable distribution of income, equitable distribution of health, fair taxation. This is economy. In this way, when we speak about capital, we speak about a co-capital today. The co-capital is not only the finance. The co-capital is made by the material entrepreneurial capital. Of course, with the financial investment capital, with the human capital, intellectual creativity capital. And this is going to be the co-capital. And in this way, we must speak about co-capitalism. And then we are going to put in a library with the powder of the capital of Marx. But then we must organize. In this way, we are going to have the co-profit. Of course, this co-capital must participate to the co-profit, not only the financial or only the production must have. The co-profit belongs to all the co-capital. Of course, I want to say there is a project of this economy. It's not just a word made like this. There are 700 pages we speak about. Ethical politics. We don't need a politics of ideologies. It's finished. Today we are in a process of de-ideologization that put in order the new ideology for the politics, which is problem solving. Politics has the aim to give solution to the problems. In this way, ethical politics become the politics of responsibility, politics of problem solving. And you understand that from the scenario we have seen which are the problem, we establish a project, but we can make the mistake as made the old economic order. We need to have a strategy to support this project. It means that this project must analyze, must to analyze the request of the world, must put in a movement action in agriculture, industry and industrialization process, in craftsmanship, in tertiary, in international trade, in international relations, in personal international organization, policy of aid, support the peace, respect of international law. In this way, you understand that we arrive to create. We must also decide that there are some intervention to do. Very, very important intervention. First of all, I think that we must understand that when we speak about aid, it's not necessary that we give only fish to eat to the poor country. We must give instrument to fish, technology to make alliance, joint venture, to re-establish again. This country have no money, but they have products to relaunch the counter trade, the compensation. We must launch the equal solidarity trade, the solidarity tourism. There are a lot of things that we can do. And then, of course, we need also to establish, if you agree, a kind of communication, a very important action. We are all citizens of the world, but we don't know anything about the new order economic, Mr. Guterres. We need to make a big info communication campaign to teach the children, the students, that we are for a new international order. Do you understand? This is going to be a very important element we must reach. Okay, my friend, in this project, I am a pragmatic person. I am a marketer. We must also think about some proposal. First proposal, governance of this NIEtO. We need to have an authority. We need to have some people who take care about this, because anyway, arrive what we have done with the new old economic order. A big control of the peace and disarmament. But we must work for this, not just write articles in newspaper and to make a nice speech. We need to relaunch the multilateral agreements. Today, the multilateral is very, very important, but you understand that with poor country, 70% of the agreement are bilateral, in the total chaos. No, we need to have multilateral. In this way, we involve all people. We must review the aid policy, how to make the aid to these people. I think that we must establish rich country an annual payment for this poor country. They have established many times, we give 0.50% of our gross domestic product every year, then we give 30%, 30%. We must establish. The basement must be some indicators. Some country come from 0.50% of gross domestic product until 150%. We establish an indicator, and then we must help. Because, these people, the rich country must understand one thing. John Fitzgerald Kennedy said a very important word. He said, a country who is not able to save the poor is not able to save the rich. Oh, we must understand one thing, that we must also englobe in our co-progress the poor country. For this reason, and for this reason, it must be a duty of the rich country. They must work also to bring these people in the co-progress, because if we save the poor country, we save ourselves. Of course, we must have a migration project. I don't want to speak, but in the book there is a very important project. Or we bring the work where are the immigrants, or we must bring immigrants here, but in a very clever way. I studied very well the immigration when I was in Vilnius University, because a lot of my students, they were immigrating. They were immigrating because they were going in Canada, Australia, and they put my name as a reference. And then the ambassador phoned me and said, listen, this student is good, this girl is good. And then I said, excuse me, but can you explain me very well how you manage immigration? European Union. We go in Canada, we go in Australia to learn how to manage the immigration. It's very, very important. And then I want to tell you one thing. Personally, I know very well the immigration, because my grandfather from Bari, he has gone in New Providence in Massachusetts as immigrant to have the money to bring to university seven daughters. I made also immigrant. When I was student, I had a scholarship in Germany, but it was not enough what Bocconi University gave me. I was obliged to work in steel company in Tübingen, Montanwerk, and I was working, and I was dealing with the Italian immigrants from Calabria, from Sicily, and something like that. I know very well the immigration. But we must manage. It's an opportunity, the immigration. We must think that we must relaunch international agreement. We must probably think and review a little the international monetary system. We must make intervention on the debt of the poor country. Or we make zero, or we must renegotiate, we must recount, we must organize, we must give to this country a normal way to pay and something like this. We need to establish a multi-year action for the NIEtO. Every state must make the laws for the NIEtO. For instance, if we are rich and we want to give money for these poor people, okay, we don't pay tax and then we give money. But the state must organize in this way. We need also, very, very important, to review the ethical finance. How we have the green bonds for the sustainability. We can establish also to make some, for poor country, green fund. I must say that a bond for the poor country, and then of course we give just a little, but people who want to help, they have also financial, can be also ethic and organized. And then, as I said before, we need to have a worldwide info communication campaign. It's very, very, very important, this campaign, because we must inform all, everybody must understand. My friend, I arrived to the conclusion of my book. The book you can find brought in Amazon of Spain, Amazon of United States, Amazon of Canada, Amazon of Australia. We must join together, and we must arrive to the United Nations Assembly to present our project. My friend, I want to thank you, because you have given me patience. I want to thank my family. I want to thank my editor, Mr. Dr. Cavinato, Christian, because they have invested also in this project. This project, we want just to change the world. This is our idea. My friend, I want to be honest. What I said is not easy. What is written in this book, what there is written in Ethiconomy, is not easy, but is the only way we have in front of us if we want to change this world better. I'm going to give you advice in some weeks. We are going to have also the launch of my book again with the new graphic of ethiconomy, and I'm going to make in English some information about my book. I thank you very, very much for your attention, and I am at your disposal. If you need something, you can ask me, and I am here. I thank you very much. Goodbye.